listening to the Undermarked Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Quixote and Lewis. Let's mark out.
Yes. Episode 121 coming at you on the Mark Wrestling Podcast. We are here, baby. We are here, and as you can see, we are one man down. Lewis is on assignment, doing his school duties like an administrator should. But don't worry, y'all, because you got your boys, the producer and the hater himself, in the building to bring you 121.
Yes,
Joel, what's going on with you, man? How you doing? You ready to get down to it?
Doing good, man. Doing real good. We had a pretty good week in wrestling. Lots of fun, exciting things to talk about.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we even start, I got to give 2 shout-outs out.
Oh, 2 shout-outs?
First one.
Okay.
First one to the wrestling legend, Bad Bunny, for putting on an incredible halftime show.
The wrestling legend himself.
We got to talk about it. He is canon. He's
Yes.
canon with the universe that we love and to talk about every single week here. So we got to talk about it.
Love
Great performance.
Yes.
Second shout out to the Subway Mania boys.
Woo.
Got that new T-shirt.
Oh, you got the merch.
We got the merch. Shout out my boy Spaghetti. Shout out Tim Hahn. All them guys. Love what y'all doing. Keep doing your thing, man. Subway Mania is gonna take over the world one day. They
Yo, I gotta give
bro.
me a shirt, bro. I
They
gotta
killing
give me,
it, bro.
I need to
Yeah.
give me one of those next time they do a
Yeah.
drop, or I guess I could just
This
get
is
one,
their-
right? Or they do drops.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is
know.
their OG shirt. I think they only got a couple left. So if you want one, you got to cop it soon.
Yeah,
And that's not a plug. They're not sponsoring, so that's
They're
it.
not
Enough.
unless you want to. Then your boys
Yeah,
can put a little
we gotta do a
banner on the
collab one
bottom
day.
and sponsor you. We could
Yeah,
do all
yeah.
that, but
We definitely got to do a
until then,
collab with them one day for sure.
we still show you love. But welcome to the show, y'all. Episode 121. And Joel, this episode is going to be a little AEW heavy because
Let's go.
AEW showed up and showed out on Dynamite. Some
Yeah.
considering the greatest Dynamite in all year, obviously, but probably in a very long time. It's up there for me. I wouldn't say greatest, but it was definitely a great Dynamite. Joy, where you want to start, man? Because we got also people, just so you know, if you want more of the administrator himself, he made sure to send in a video of his thoughts about AEW and Dynamite. Let's do that first, Joe.
Let's hear from Lou.
Let's hear from Lou. Let me get this queued up real quick for you people. We want to hear from Lou. Let's see. We got him right here. Here's Lou right here.
Yo, what's going on, fellas? Shout out to Joel and K Easy for holding it down on All the Mark Wrestling Podcast tonight. So I got a quick take on AEW Dynamite. Last night's Dynamite episode was the best of the year so far. A banger, absolute banger of an episode with a banger of a match for the TNT Championship between Tommaso Ciampa and Kyle Fletcher. I was very surprised that Ciampa dropped the title, but that was an early candidate for match of the year. Really, really good stuff, in-ring psychology, all of that. Then later on in the main event, you get Thekla winning the AEW Women's World Championship. Wow. 2 title changes. Everything was great from top to bottom. Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland had a great opening segment. Just a great, terrific, excellent episode of Dynamite all around.
Now that's the administrator himself. Dropped us down the line. Wanted to make sure his voice was heard. Joel, where are you at with AEW Dynamite last night?
Man,
What's your thoughts?
I gotta say, man, Lewis hit it on the head, bro. The balls it takes to not have just one title change, but 2 title changes on a regular episode of your weekly TV show. Honestly, man, my favorite thing about AEW this year is it seems like Tony Khan is not afraid to let people lose, let people win, push when they need it to be. He's showing that wins and losses should matter, but at the same time, they don't matter if every win and loss ends in some weird finish. Yeah. And that's when things stop. You could tell when an audience is not engaged because they're just waiting for whatever the shoe is that's going to drop. And I feel like that is what happens a lot of the time in wrestling when you have two big wrestlers facing off each other on a weekly show. We almost know like, there's going to be a disqualification. Someone's going to cheat to win, to advance the story, blah, blah, blah. But no, they had Ciampa, who just won the TNT title 2 weeks ago, versus Kyle Fletcher, who's a pretty big homegrown talent in AEW. So in my mind, I'm like, how do you book this? You don't want to feed one of your homegrown talents to the guy who just came from WWE, because that looks bad on Fletcher. But then you also don't want to lose this momentum that Ciampa has. But honestly, that was the perfect way to do it. They fought in a war. That was a war of a match, bro. Man. Yeah. They killed each other in that match. Like after the match, Fletcher's all bruised up, giving the post-match interview with Renee, and you could tell he's feeling it. Like they killed each other in that match. So no one looked weak. Both men looked strong coming out of it. And now you have a hot TNT title scene that a couple weeks ago was, it was okay. We weren't really paying attention to too much. But like we were talking earlier, we got to give it up to three gentlemen. Ciampa, Briscoe, and Fletcher have made that TNT title into a prestigious title at this point. They are putting on bangers for that TNT title. And then the rest of the show, like Lewis said, Thekla versus Statlander, man, another incredible title change to end the night. I wasn't really expecting it. I thought maybe they would go for a third match and then we'd get the title change. But I'm happy with it, man. Like, it's weird because Thekla is in like this position where she's not super over yet. Yeah. So it's kind of a little early to give her the title. But at the same time, it's almost like, why not? Why not try something new? At the end of the day, this is the thing when it comes to wrestling for me, and I don't understand the safe booking in wrestling. At the end of the day, you have another show next week. Yeah. You could just retcon everything. You could literally do whatever you want. It's whatever your show, your toys to play with. Like, man, if you decide, hey, I want to give this person the title because I want to, I don't care what the fans are going to react. They're going to deal with it because next week we're going to have another episode. Who cares? Like, I think people get so into like the weeds of like the inner workings of how, you got to make sure this person looks strong and this. But man, at the end of the day, it's all fake fighting that we like to watch, and it's not real. They could take a loss, they could take a win. It doesn't really hurt their historical records or anything like that. Right. They're all just out there acting their asses off for our entertainment. So at the end of the day, if you want to do something fun to throw a curveball, why not? So hell yeah, great episode of Dynamite, top to bottom, like Lewis said. Like the swerve segment with Kenny Omega, the trios match with the Death Riders and Don Callis family. Everything was from top to bottom was good. And I think what in 2026, what Tony Khan is doing with AEW needs to be applauded. Like everything is hot right now. The world title scene is hot. The women's title scene is hot. The TNT title is hot. We got the Young Bucks and FTR coming up. Tag team titles heating up again.
Banger coming.
The Private Party came back last night. That was a nice
party.
Surprise.
Yo, give it up for my boy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Shot. Yeah, listen. Private Party.
Hell
yeah. I popped when Private Party came out. I love that tag team. I think they're great. I think they work well together. I think they are AEW homegrown talent. Man, they it's unfortunate they had to take the loss, but again, it's not a loss that down the line you say, oh man, it's just hurt them, just like this took them down like 5 notches. No, it's not that type of, because it was so many teams and it was a spot fest galore.
Exactly.
And it was just about, it's the Bucks and the Bucks and FTR. That's what's next, and they'll get their chance. They'll be in that title picture for sure. I believe.
You bringing that up actually, it reminded me of a clip I saw earlier today. It was Chelsea Green being interviewed by Shaq Wrestling. Shout out to Shaq Wrestling. He does some good interviews out there. And she mentioned that one thing that wrestling fans nowadays are doing is they're putting way too much emphasis on wins and losses. When at the end of the day, and she put it so simply, and it made so much sense. If there's two people competing, someone has to win, someone has to lose. That doesn't mean they're getting buried. That doesn't mean the person who won is getting a push. It literally might just mean that day, whoever decided, hey, you're going to win tonight. Yeah. That's all it means. But in our heads as wrestling fans, we're like, oh, this person's getting buried.
He's over.
This person's
he's done.
Yeah. But it literally is. It's just a show. And at the end of the day, one person has to win. One person has to lose. And then even when it's a triple threat tag team match, that means two people have to lose. That doesn't mean those two teams are getting buried, but it's just whatever it is to advance the storyline. And I think all of us as wrestling fans have to take a step back sometimes, realize that everyone has a role on this show that we're watching. And sometimes it's your favorite guy's turn. Sometimes it's not. I understand when it's not and it sucks, but just enjoy the show, guys. Come on. We can't complain about everything all the time. I know this is weird coming from the hater, but this is I'm doing my, I got more face and hate and heel turns than the Big Show at this point. You got more. I'm going to just change my name to the Big Show. Joel the Big Show. But it is what it is. I don't know. I'm in the lover mood. I'm not the hater today.
And I like it, Joel, because I'm going to tell you right now, my lover mood goes to this gentleman right here. Your boy, Kyle
Get the proto star, baby.
Because we're gonna give people getting love a lot tonight. Kyle Fletcher put on
future right there, bro.
Another classic, and
incredible.
Continues to prove why he deserves to be at the number one spot. Number one as your world heavy. Listen, Joel, I respect what he did with the TNT title, what those fellas is doing with it. I think it's now good to pass the torch over to Ciampa. Let Ciampa now rule that division, have banger matches with all these other people. And then, he goes on and does his thing with the TNT title. But your boy, Kyle Fletcher right here, Kyle is over. The crowd is now behind him. People know he can go. It's time to throw him into the heavyweight title contendership and have your boy win big. Because here's the thing. I need to see Fletcher win before London when we know that your boy Ospreay is going to take the title and the mantle of the man in the company.
Hey, man.
He needs to get it before then.
I would not be mad at that situation if we have a returning Ospreay to a champion Fletcher. Ooh, with their previous rivalry, that cage match they had, which was one of the best cage matches I've ever seen in my life.
A champion Fletcher.
See, I do agree with you, Coyote. I think it is. I think you could put the rocket on him. You could strap it on him, but I don't see it happening this year. Unfortunately,
not this year.
Not this year, man. That world title scene is crazy.
It's crazy, though. Dude. Yes, you're right.
We got Swerve. We got Omega. MJF is your champion. You got Samoa Joe, who's suffering from injury right now, but Ospreay returning soon. Hangman, Brody King, you got Andrade. Like, the list goes on. I think Kyle Fletcher, unfortunately, is suffering almost from a similar thing that I've been noticing with Dominic Mysterio on the other side, where they are so over and so good at being who they are, their character, that it almost kind of hurts them in a sense. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been at a job where you're so good at your job that you don't get promoted because they're like, who's going to do the job that you're doing? Right. That's kind of what it feels like. That's what it feels like when it comes to Dominic Mysterio, Kyle Fletcher. Like, they're so good at where they are right now that it's almost like, do we want to promote you and then we lose out on what you're doing now? Like, how long can we ride this ride before we strap the next rocket on you? I think that's what we're seeing with these guys. And they are very young. Kyle Fletcher is in his 20s. Dominic Mysterio, same thing, in his 20s. So I think we're gonna see, and this could be a future topic right here. Who will have the better career when it's all said and done between those two? Because I think that's a pretty good comparison actually when it comes to.
That's a good one. You got to write that down and remember. That's a good one. Okay, that's a good one.
One of our fans will remind us.
But reminder, that's a good one.
But yeah, man, like I totally see what you're saying though. I could totally see him being a world champion like tomorrow. But because at the same time,
Joel, here's the thing, bro.
Yeah.
We got to strike while the iron is hot. And we know now that Fletcher is capable of holding a title, putting on great matches, delivering the promo. He looks like $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't fathom what could happen between now and next year where he doesn't hold the title. Like, what do you do with it? like you don't want him holding the TNT title, the North American or national champion, whatever those other championships are.
They got too many titles, right? Yeah, right? They got too many titles right now.
Do you have Homeboy just chase for a year, or do you like? How
there's a lot.
You book this guy.
There's a lot to be told still with the Don Callis family. We need to get to the eventual breakup or whatever ends up happening. Right. We see Takeshita and Okada having their issues. Fletcher's kind of caught in between Okada and Takeshita right now. So you could definitely stretch this out for a while. And the way Tony Khan books, this is probably going to be the whole story for 2026, if I'm being honest, because he be stretching things out. So I think you have something there. And I think we'll see an eventual face turn for Kyle Fletcher because he is basically becoming undeniable at this point. He's very good. The fans are going to start cheering him because he puts on great matches and he's great at what he does. So eventually they already are cheering him, but it's going to be more and more fans cheering him to the point where he's going to be undeniable. And I think he'll become a babyface. And then we could probably see him chase that world title, depending on who's the champion. But there's a lot. I mean, and the perfect thing about Kyle Fletcher is he's so young that it sucks, but you could kind of wait this out a little bit. But it does suck when you hear that.
You can, but that makes me, I don't know if, unless they do something with the Don Callis family that is more interesting, to be honest. Like the guys in the Don Callis family, they're all great wrestlers. They can go whatever, but none of them got personality or any type of swag to really handle themselves on the mic and to deliver some real story, in my opinion. Other than and this guy doesn't even speak English. And I'm saying Takeshita is probably the only guy that could probably
got that
do
swag
that
on
in that family.
Yeah, Andrade.
I don't know what else you do that's going to carry the biggest star right now in that group and the guy that you want to somehow elevate to that top guy level. How much more are you going to do for you? Like, I don't know. You could have him in feuds with other guys, obviously, but is it going to be interesting enough to keep the audience or keep the people who have been cheering for him or been like, yo, why has he got the title? Why has he got the title? Is it going to be enough to keep them interested and keep him hot? That's my fear, is does he stay hot? He's going to do great matches or whatever, God forbid an injury. Like, I just think like all this stuff where right now could be the time, but like you said, Joel, I hear you. What you said, the world title picture is heavy right now.
Scorching
and I'm
right
loving
now.
The chase.
Yeah.
This is how your title feels important when you got everybody wanting it.
Everybody wants it. Yo.
I love it. And AEW is doing great with that.
Yeah. Shout out to MJF too, man. Whenever you host that title, it becomes the most important title in wrestling. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
it's crazy.
He has a way of making people want to see him get his ass. He has that Floyd Mayweather effect. People want to watch him get his ass kicked, or if you're a fan of him, you like watching him talk all the crap, and you're a fan of that. So it's like either you love him or you hate him, but you're gonna tune in to see what happens. So he has that about him. So shout out to MJF because he's been crushing it. But on the other side, man, Thekla. What do we think about Thekla winning the big world championship?
You know, Joel,
this was a surprise.
The administrator himself, who couldn't be here tonight, put me on to Thekla. He was like, yo, bro, Tekla's it. She's dope. She's got personality. There's some sort of aura, like sex appeal, badassness kind of thing going on with her. Like she could wrestle. She looks like she could take like a beating and pain and like it just, she's got it all in terms of like what you would want a women's division main top woman to be. The only thing that I didn't love about this, Joel, was that there was no massive build for this. This is the main event of Dynamite. This is the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. There was really nothing talked about on Dynamite about this match. They might have had maybe a clip or two featuring these two, but there was nothing in your mind that to make you think as a viewer that this match was going to be or is the biggest match of the night, essentially, because it's the main event. They performed their asses off. They did great. The women killed it. Strap match, Chris Statlander, all that good stuff. I just don't think, like you said earlier in the show, Joel, I don't think that Thekla is over enough to kind of get. That's why the crowd. If you notice, if you watch that last sequence or that last scene, when she wins, the crowd's kind of like, huh? What?
Yeah,
like,
I think,
like what? Like
I don't know. It was like this is the one critique I'll give Dynamite last night. That main event sequence after she won the title was not needed, and I think that kind of deflated the crowd a little bit because you had the Sisters of Sin, whatever they're called, attacking. It made sense to give Chris like the protected loss. Because they came out to distract. That makes sense. But after the victory, it should only be focused on Thekla. Like Thekla is your new world champion, your new women's world champion. Let's focus on her. But no, they continued to beat down on Chris, which kind of deflates the crowd reaction. And then you had the new tag team of Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor.
Yes.
And the Brawling Birds.
The Brawling Birds.
Which is not it. I'm sorry.
Not it. Yeah.
Not it. I don't know if I might be missing some cultural reference from.
That's what I was thinking. I was trying
from our jolly good old English folks over there, but I've been to London a couple times. I don't know. I've never heard of anything about anyone being called a bird in a good sense, at least coming from New York.
That's not a good word to be called.
Yeah, you don't want to be called a bird in New York, so I don't know if it's a good thing in London, but yeah, so that was a little off, and I feel like the crowd was like, who's the Brawling Birds? Like it was just weird. Like I think that was a little overbooked, and I think that's TK trying to play the next play and show us where it's going, but that moment kind of just needed like a flat out holy crap.
Yes.
Like the audience, even if the audience gives you a flat reaction, that's better, because everybody, that shocked reaction of like Undertaker losing the streak, like where everybody's just like, whoa, what just happened? Thekla just won the world title. Like that would have been better than having like this overbooked nonsense with the Brawling Birds and the rest of the girls. Like, nah, just give it to Thekla. But I do think this is it's almost like a test run. Like we don't know if she'll be holding the title long, but this is TK being like, hey, let's throw it on her and see what happens. And honestly, like you said, and like what Lewis had said earlier, and it's basically she does have this weird appeal to her. I don't know what it is about Thekla. But she kind of gives me like and she is Austrian, and it's funny. She kind of gives me a Gunther vibe. Like she kind of feels like a bully. Like she's like an old school bully, like super old school. And then she has her little crew of like the bullies that hang out with her, like a Disney movie villain almost. like you don't want to like mess with her in a weird way. And then she has like this whole toxic spider thing about her. Like she's just weird, but like intriguing in a weird way. So like I am excited to see where she goes with the world title. I think she is a pretty good promo as well. So we'll see what she does. I'm excited to see it. And like I said, props to AEW for just throwing stuff and being like, hey, if it catches, it catches. If not, we could just do it again next week, And
I think this kind of proves also, Joel, that maybe Statlander was just a placeholder for a minute. I don't know if the Statlander thing was working. She could go in the ring. She's not a good promo. She's not a good promo.
Yeah, she needs some work a little bit.
And I hate the alien crap. Like I hate it. I hate it. I think it's whack. I think it's corny. I think it don't make no sense. Just come out with something better than that, like an alien goddess or warrior, whatever it is. It just didn't hit for me, and I don't think it hit for a lot of people. But Stat can go though, so that's the and she. You know what I like about Stat? Stat seems like the woman in the back who is like, hey, a producer runs up, hey, I need you to go through 2 tables and barbed wire tonight, and Stat's like, all right, cool, I got you. I'm gonna do it. Like, down for whatever the match needs, and she performs. She's great.
Yeah,
I will give her that. But the promo and the gimmick is just like,
you know
I
what?
could do without.
Now that you're talking about it, I feel like a great comparison for her is Hangman, Adam Page, but on the women's side, where they're almost like your old reliable.
Yeah,
you know, like you
Old
know,
Faithful,
you could give them the ball. Yeah, Old Faithful. You could give them the ball if in the case of a need. You know, oh, someone's injured, we need you to step in, which is a good position to be in. But at the same time, I don't know if she'll ever hit that superstar next level. You know, but she's always going to be around. I think she's always going to be. She's an incredible worker, like you said. She could work on her promos a bit and her character, flesh it out a little more. Right. But at the end of the day, I think her strong point is her in-ring work. So she's almost always going to be it sucks. I don't want to say placeholder champion, but it kind of feels like that. It's like you're in between the story of Toni Storm and now Thekla, you know? So that's kind of what it was. But I mean, for what it was, I think Chris Statlander put on some bangers against Mercedes during this title run. Banger against Toni Storm. I don't know who else she really faced. I might be drawing a blank, but pretty much those were the 2 matches that were the highlights from this title run. So, I mean, if any case, we'll see where she goes next. I do think like you said, she does need some type of character change. She can't be the alien from outer space forever. Like that was cool when AEW first started, and it was like a little gimmicky and stuff. But now it's like, it doesn't make sense anymore.
Not as my world champ. No.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
I feel you.
Let's go on, Joel. Let's get into some AEW Grand Slam, my brother. This Saturday, February 14th in Sydney, Australia. As you can see here, guys, it is MJF, your world champ, versus Brody King. And could this be a night where Brody gets crowned? Or I don't think so, but
I don't think so either.
Listen, AEW has done stranger things, right? And we didn't think Thekla was going to hold the title this quick or whatnot, but this could go down. And there's a ton of matches on this card, Joel. I mean, you got Babes of Wrath versus Mega Bad for the tag team championships. Toni Storm, Orange Cassidy versus the Death Riders, Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir. And a loser of the fall has to shave their head match. My goodness. Fletcher and Mark Briscoe in, I think, match number 7.
Yeah, ladder match.
Tied 6-3-3. I love that. That's great. Yeah. Hangman and Andrade El Idolo. Winner faces the champ at
That's going to be a
Revolution. Yeah. Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita.
Oh my God. Yo, this is a pay-per-view.
My goodness, Joel.
This is a pay-per-view, man.
It's a pay-per-view.
On free TV.
On free TV. Yo, man. Again, AEW is just delivering right now in 2026.
Yeah, man.
What's your thoughts on this card? Where's your head at? I know we can't hit everything, but what highlights do you want to touch with this card?
I think for me, the highlight of the card will probably be Hangman versus Andrade, just because that seems like a really fresh matchup, and I want to see how those two work together. Yeah, I think it's fun, and the implications of whoever wins is the number 1 contender for Revolution. So you could definitely go a lot of places with this. So I'm excited to see that match. And then besides that, obviously Brody versus MJF. Like you said, I don't think it's Brody's time yet. He does have a lot of momentum right now. The fans behind him like crazy. But to me, that just means it's an even better opportunity for MJF to heal it up, get everybody thinking that he's about to win the title, and then pull off some shenanigans or whatever to heal it up. Classic MJF heel.
Classic MJF.
And he somehow slips through with the title. I could see maybe some potential returns, some debuts happening on this card as well, because they seem to be going all out, and they have a pretty big Australian roster. You know, you got Kyle Fletcher, you got Tony Storm, Harley Cameron, all on the card, and there's a certain Buddy who's been injured for a while, and he's also from Australia, so I could see him maybe making a return, maybe during that Brody match. Who knows? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, listen. The show is going to be great, and I think I agree with you. Where, you know, MJF pulling off, he's not going to lose. He's not losing.
Yeah, it's too early.
It's too early for Brody, but Brody will get his. I think Brody's right there. Brody's promo for me is like,
it's the. It's just, I think you mentioned it in one of the earlier episodes where like he's such a big dude and that his voice is so like not scary at all.
His voice is just like not menacing. Like it's just like you.
He needs to work on his tough guy voice.
Like look at this guy. He looks like a monster. Right. Like if you saw Homeboy walking down the street, you're like, oh, that guy looks like he's tough. But when you hear him, he's like, yeah, man. Like it just sounds weird. It's not good for me. I will say, man, I think off the beaten path for a second with this card, Babes of Wrath and Megabad.
Interesting.
I think Megabad takes this.
I think so too, man. I feel like the Babes of Wrath experiment might be running out of steam.
You think
a little bit? Yeah. I don't. And also Willow being the TBS champion too is kind of like, why is she holding two titles? Let's get those titles. Yeah. I feel like the other team could use it as well. Like Megasis, Megan Bayne, she needs something. I feel like she's kind of been, you know, just drifting, floating through catering, and she shows up every now and then. But I think it makes sense for, you know, give her a tag title and then build the division around Megan Bayne. Like the whole tag team division could just be built around her. Like Penelope Ford, she's great as well, but Megan Bayne being that monster heater tag whenever Penelope Ford needs to tag someone in, and she just comes in and clears house. Yeah, you could run that for a couple months. Yeah, just have Megan Bayne being that dominant force in a tag team.
Now, Joel, this one before we move on, Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy versus Wheeler and Marina Shafir. Loser of the fall has to shave their head. Who is shaving their head at Grand Slam Australia, bro?
I don't know, man. The easy choice is Wheeler Yuta, right? Because he's been growing his hair out for so long. Like he's literally has a mop of hair. Like it's time to cut it. But I feel like that's too obvious.
Right.
So like, are they gonna shave one of these women bald? Are they gonna go hard like that?
I think so.
And honestly, I really feel like both of these women could kind of pull it off in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like Toni Storm could make a complete character. You know, she could go crazy about losing her hair, whatever the case. And then Marina Shafir just being a bald or like
she'll just be a
buzz cut,
badass.
Cut badass. Oh my God.
Yep.
So yeah, the one person I don't see is Orange Cassidy, because I don't think anybody wants to see a bald Orange Cassidy.
Nah.
It just wouldn't make sense, like, for his character. So I don't see that happening. But I honestly think it might be one of the women. Like, if you put this match together as a mixed tag match, it's almost like you kind of have to do one of the women.
Yes.
In a weird way. It's like that weird thing of like when you pull out a table in a match, someone needs to go through that table. Yeah, like that's kind of what this feels like. You don't do a mixed tag loser shaves their head match unless you're gonna do it to one of the women.
Unless one of the women could,
yeah. And then the more I think about it, Marina as a buzz cut badass,
it might be Marina, bro.
Yeah, because she's still gonna look so cool and intimidating.
But Tony, you could alter the character where she's like a mad actress, kind of like this, like deranged now. Like I don't know
oh man. If Marina shaves her head bald, she might look like Moxley too much. So maybe they won't do that just because it's gonna look too similar.
She might look like Moxley. Right.
But speaking of that, actually, we gotta real quick. We gotta get on our boy Lewis because we talk about hair right now. We just saw whoever watched the video. Yes. My man been hiding this luscious locks for years. What's going on, Lou? We need to find out.
He was skin like me.
He left.
And 1 week later,
he left you in the dust, bro. He left you in the dust, bro. He said, "I'm gonna take a quick trip to Turkey." And
he went to Turkey. That's why he stopped winning the show. He was like, "Yo, I can't be on the show tonight."
Yeah, I need a couple of weeks. I'll be back.
Your boy went to Turkey, man. Like, Lewis did something.
Shout out Lewis, man.
Yeah,
hair looking good, man.
yes, y'all. Listen, man, we wanted to get on to one of the special topics, and one of these special topics we want to talk about is who do we think will have the better title run in 2026, Punk or MJF?
Yeah,
man, better title run in 2026. I'm going to say MJF, simply because of the people he will go against and the level of matches he's going to have, the level of promo and promo work that he can bring out of the challenger that he's going against. I just think overall it's just it's a more exciting run for MJF.
Yeah.
Punk, I think it's going to be run of the mill, kind of like nothing special. Like the Punk and Roman of it all at Mania, I think is going to be a good match. And that means in terms of the storytelling, but not because of what we're seeing physically. I mean, Punk can't go like he used to, and Roman is known to be able to just do matches. He has matches doing very little, and it works. So, but I don't think there's going to be anything on the Punk side where it's going to be like, oh, this is way better than anything MJF is doing. I just don't see that. And plus his age, I don't see that. Where are you at with it?
Yeah, the reason I brought this up earlier in the text message too is I was watching MJF had an interview that came out today with Chris Van Vliet. Mm-hmm. Shout out CVV, man. Great interviews like always. But and in that interview he mentioned CM Punk, and he talked about how it made me realize like these two are kind of always going to be tied to each other in a weird way.
Right.
Even though they're in separate companies, whatever the case, just because first you had that storyline in AEW, which was, in my opinion, CM Punk's best storyline since he's came back to wrestling. Mm-hmm. Nothing has topped that in WWE, the story between him and MJF.
Yep.
You had like the real life scenario of MJF going to meet him as a kid. They used that in the story. You could tell that MJF has really basically used CM Punk as like his guiding light to become who he is now as a superstar. You know, he says whatever he wants on the mic. Basically every week is a pipe bomb with MJF. So it got me thinking, because in that interview he mentioned how CM Punk is doing a lot of the things that when he was in AEW, he would talk shit about. And it was in kayfabe, but at the same time, a little bit of truth behind it, I'm sure. So it made me think, like, I don't think the story between these two is done. I think we will see them one more time. I don't know what company, but I guarantee that we will see some sort of MJF CM Punk match or promo one day, maybe in the near future, maybe in the far future, but something will happen between these two. So it made me think like, oh wow, they're both world champions right now. Who will have the better run in 2026? And the reason I asked that is because, yes, MJF and the AEW world title run is very hot right now. The world title scene is very hot. And then you look over on the Raw side, WWE Raw, you see CM Punk and Roman Reigns is already a set match for WrestleMania. In between that, he has like this mini feud with Finn Balor. Mm-hmm. And then I look back at what other matches he's had, and so he won the title back in November against Jey Uso in that terrible match on Saturday night main event. And then I think since then he's only had one defense against Braun Breaker. And then the Finn Balor match, and now his second match with Finn Balor that's coming up. Oh, and he had the match with AJ Styles before AJ Styles retired. So I'm like, okay, so that means he's had 4 defenses. He's about to have a 5th one. And then we have the Roman Reigns match basically set in stone, which I hate when they do, because now they already started putting the posters out. Meanwhile, he still has another match with Finn Balor. So it's like, we know Finn Balor ain't going to win.
It's not going to win.
Like they're not going to change all the WrestleMania posters. Like, yeah, I hate that they do that. It was so stupid, but whatever. So then I started thinking about it. I'm like, damn, I don't think this CM Punk run is going to last much longer. Like, he already has a match against Roman. I don't see him beating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I don't see it. I don't know, man. I do not see it. I think Roman gets that title. And I think this is going to be, when we look back at the CM Punk world title run, we're going to be like, meh. Yeah. That was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I really think we're going to look back at it and be like, nothing special, nothing too crazy. And when I look at MJF and the lineup of people he has, he's going for an all-time run right now. I think he mentioned it on that interview with CVV. He said that his goal with this title run is to prove that he's the best AEW champ ever. And I could see him doing it by putting on bangers against this lineup of wrestlers he already has waiting to have title shots. So, yeah, I got to agree. I think MJF will have the better 2026 when it's all said and done compared to CM Punk.
And we could see an MJF Ospreay. Something's happened. Listen, All In's going to
be big this year, man.
Is going to be massive. Ospreay is due to be crowned. And it will be this year in jolly old London, England. And his boys will get sufficient ships and everything.
I might have to see if one of my work trips line up. I might have to
listen. If that lines up,
I'm out there, bro.
You out there? Listen, I don't blame you, but something's got to happen between them two again.
I mean, they're putting out those packages for Ospreay now. 2 weeks in a row.
He's getting closer. I want Ospreay to rush, man. I'm like, yo, listen, man. If doctors gave you the okay, then you're good. But I'm good with you really taking the time to be like, oh, I am 1,000% good. I'm fine.
I'm also interested to see if he switches his style up in any way. That's what
I'm saying. And I don't think he's a guy that he's.
I know. It seems like one of those guys where he wants to prove that he can still do everything.
Yep.
But sometimes it's like, hey, bro, you could chill out, man. We want you to be here a long time.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Listen, man. It's been a good episode 121. We wanted to bring you everything that's happening in pro wrestling and the special topic also. Keep it locked in with us, guys, here at On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. You can check out On the Mark Wrestling episodes or full episodes on the Scriptly Adapted page now on YouTube. We've linked that there too. So if you want to watch some of the content there, you can go there and watch. Thank you, Joel. Listen, next week we'll probably be talking about the aftermath of Grand Slam. The administrator himself will be back in the building, and we'll bring you more exciting news and special topics in pro wrestling. Until next time, Joel. Peace out.
Peace.
You have just listened to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, a Scriptly Adapted production. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at On the Mark Wrestling. And email us on onthemarkpodcast@gmail.com.